What am I supposed to do here in this gravel pit near Hanover?
So, either we head for a quick swim in the quarry lake here for a bit of fun and excitement, or we show you something completely new and different.
What is it?
We've got ourselves a brand new pickup truck.
Right on time for the highly anticipated world premiere of the brand new Maxus e-Terron 9. We've got this impressive car meticulously prepared for all of you here in a gravel pit just outside of Hanover. The e-Terron 9 will have its world premiere at the IAA Transportation 2024. And we had the opportunity to showcase it for you here statically in this gravel pit. This isn't just any ordinary pickup truck. It features premium segments, delivers a substantial amount of power, and has an impressive towing capacity that we haven't seen before in pickups here in Germany. Purely battery electric and equipped with 2 powerful electric motors, it is driven. And it will also be launching very soon right here with us in Germany. I would suggest, before we get going, please double check if you're a member of the driving electric community. If not, we'd really appreciate your support with a subscription. That way you won't miss the upcoming Maxus e-Terron 9 report later on. And as always, we start from the outside, start from the front, take a look at the front section, and in my opinion, Maxus has achieved a very modern, high-quality design up front. Naturally, there's the daytime running light that gracefully goes around the car and adds a unique charm to its overall look. When you think of the Maxus T90, the new e-Terron 9 actually has absolutely nothing to do with that at all. And hidden behind this gigantic hood, there's finally a remarkably spacious frunk. More on that later. LED headlights come as standard equipment, naturally featuring the corresponding high and low beam capabilities. And translated, the color of our test subject is called concrete gray. And it's also a nice metallic paint. Not at all like you'd expect from a commercial vehicle, you know, white or a normal paint color, but here we have metallic as well, because we have a mix here of a pure commercial vehicle where you can transport or tow quite a lot of heavy loads, and of course it's also a vehicle where you can travel in comfort. And to achieve this versatility, Maxus has provided the e-Terron 9 with an air suspension system, which enables you to conveniently raise and lower the vehicle depending on the specific suspension settings. Respectively, the car does it automatically as well. On board, you'll find 20-inch alloy wheels in a polished anthracite metallic gloss finish. We have these tires in the dimensions 275/55 R20, and I know you all very well indeed. As you already have in your mind to perhaps put some big fat 22 or 23-inch aftermarket wheels on it to really give a Maxus e-Terron 9 that additional level of customization and a unique standout style. I believe there will be awesome options. Concrete gray combined with glossy black that runs around the windows, always paired with a bit of chrome. With a touch of silver anodized, it looks truly modern. It looks very chic and stylish. And there, I believe, the future will indeed show what additional color options there will be. The official market launch hasn't been announced yet. Today is essentially the world premiere, where we're here filming the car statically for you in advance. And I firmly believe that it will very likely arrive on the German market, hopefully by the early part of 2025. Yes, it's a pickup. I also find the rear section extremely well done, making a perfect blend of a premium rear. In connection with a commercial vehicle, meaning we also have plastic for those who use it in a rugged daily life. We have nice LED tail lights here again with a continuous light strip, which looks modern and fresh. Maxus is part of SAG Motor, and SAG Motor is the 3rd largest car manufacturer in the world after Toyota and Volkswagen, making it, of course, a high-quality provider. Let's talk about the technical specifications, and I think I can stretch as much as I want. I won't manage to reach the length of 5.50 meters. It's 1.99 meters wide plus the side mirrors. That means the left lane in the construction zone on the highway will certainly not be usable for the e-Terron 9. Yeah, the height is 1.86 meters. I'm 1.85 meters tall. I think that could work, right? So in terms of height, and the wheelbase is an impressive 3.30 meters. In between, there is a lithium iron phosphate battery with a capacity of 102 kilowatt hours, which is of course supposed to put it in the charging position. that it probably could have a driving range of up to approximately 300 kilometers, depending on the specific driving style, the load, and the weather conditions. I would estimate the consumption somewhere in daily life around 25 to 30 kilowatt hours. Stefan, right?
The monster right here is the reality.
Equally, if we're lucky in the summer with the best temperature, maybe also under 20 kilowatt hours then in the city. But of course, we also have a corresponding weight here. Yes, it can also be charged with a Type 2 connector, utilizing 3-phase 11 kilowatts. You can see this here very nicely, and DC gives Maxus the maximum charging speed of 115 kW. And I'm soon a bit disappointed because when 115 kilowatts, 10 to 80%, and then kind of extrapolate that to the 102 kilowatt hours capacity, he'll probably charge 10.80 again in 40-45 minutes. Stefan, yes.
Definitely with the big eco.
And let's be honest, for 2024, we agreed we should finish this in about 30 minutes, right?
So we are there with a mind.
Perhaps you might need to make some sort of compromise here with the e-Terron 9 model, or of course it is possible that Maxus might improve the charging speed later on via over-the-air software updates, just as VW has done in quite a few of their models. Yes, let's move on to the drive, because here you have power without limits. This means you have a front motor on the front axle that boasts a maximum power output of up to 150 kW, and on top of that you also have an additional electric drive on the rear axle, which drives the rear axle, resulting in an all-wheel drive 4x4 pickup, then featuring 250 kW, allowing us to achieve up to 400 kW system power in total, Stefan. And that's pretty awesome. And what's also really awesome is that it can reach a top speed of 190 kilometers per hour. For that, a big thumbs up from me. That's not a given for a pickup truck. Said to go from 0 to 100 in an impressive 5 seconds and 0 to 50 in under 3, I believe. So you'll also blow everyone away at the traffic light with the e-Tron 9, not e-Tron, e-Tron 9. e-Tron is Audi, e-Tron 9, I believe, pretty much everything. Unless it's an Italian car, eh? Yeah.
I think he's progressing well.
And a Zuffenhausen one, it's always fast. Let's get to Frank. And I have to say, Maxus is completely different from what we've known so far. Everything was very robust, very raw, some might even say a bit tinny, perhaps a bit simplistic and purely functional. But here, everything is really stylish. Stefan, right? When I show you Frank in a moment, I don't want to overhype it or spoil too much, but you'll say, wow, that's like the trunk in my electric car. So if you say this is the trunk like in your electric car, then you still have the load area in the back of the pickup for extra utility. So you have high. Logically, there's an endless amount of space, and what's just really awesome is that Maxus has created an electric frunk opening. How cool is that? Seriously?
That's simply amazing.
And then you really have a huge frunk here where Stefan, since he's delicate and fawn-like with his good 80 kilos, could probably even lie down in it.
Yeah, in fetal position, and then it fits.
We won't try that out. Other colleagues of ours are already doing that. We definitely don't want to duplicate anything here. Yeah, this definitely fits. 2 suitcases go in, a large one and a small one stacked on top. Plenty of space for loading gear here. You can fit tension straps, everything you need to use it as a utility vehicle daily. But additionally too, evaluate it so you can use it as a travel car throughout the whole year. Without needing 2 cars, a pickup and a travel car, but in essence you have both a travel car and a pickup in one, right?
You could say that, yes.
So, and now I'm also being lenient that this isn't equipped with carpet or some kind of high quality material. It's just a hard plastic here because it's supposed to be durable and long lasting. And you can definitely buy the appropriate mats and pieces from the aftermarket in order to easily install them yourself. Maybe it will be optional later. Yes, it opens electrically.
Closes electrically?
That's also in a frunk. I have to say I am speechless, curious to hear what you have to say about the frunk. And folks, if you think you've seen it all, this is just the beginning. This means you additionally have the option to open this flap electrically, giving you access to a very large storage area right here. I'll go ahead and provide you with the exact measurements. It is 1,56 meters wide. 5 feet 3 inches in depth, and we have a loading height of 20 inches. And I always consider the ladies and gentlemen among you who might say, wow, that is truly an impressive height to deal with. When I pick up my 20 crates of beer for the weekend, or crates of water, or whatever you drink. And then of course with the air suspension system, you also have the capability to lower the rear end of the vehicle whenever necessary. This will take a little moment. And of course, this is the perfect opportunity for me to set up a really comfortable entry height here. Because in such a Maxus, as we've already shown you in the T90, there you also have a nice standing height.
Absolutely.
That means there will probably be some trunk covers available later on, either directly from Maxus themselves or through the aftermarket. Either at this height or to make use of the full space. But I have to say, that thing is absolutely a mammoth, don't you think?
Mega huge.
And for the know-it-alls among you, yes, the flap doesn't open electrically, but it opens here hydraulically through the hood lifters. That's why you have to close them manually, because what opens up manually,
it's done manually.
How else would it be? Yes, otherwise there will certainly be a way to also pack a roof rack onto the roof railing in order to then transport the corresponding roof load here. Very cool, I forgot. There's also the third brake light. So to speak, at the very end of the C-pillar, as it would commonly be referred to in a passenger car. And you definitely have the possibility here to attaching a trailer hitch, so you have towing capacity. And now listen closely, because this is very rare for electric cars. I think it's only available in electric pickups in America, but not in Germany. 3.5 tons. 3.5 tons.
Tons. So in that segment, we're talking about Germany. Definitely a game changer, I'd say.
So that means the mini excavator driver can probably tow his trailer with his mini excavator and the e-Terron 9, right?
Absolutely, and you still have a lot of payloads.
Sports boat, caravan, and so you have this mix during the week in professional life, the commercial vehicle, and then when we get to the interior in a moment, I also believe a premium interior that perfectly matches with the air suspension for your travels. Yeah, I would say from the outside we've shown pretty much everything. The payload is supposed to be 800 kilograms. Bear with us for not having all the data yet, as they were here for the world premiere with the not known yet before the production model. That will all come later in a detailed review with a driving report and maybe even a fuel consumption test, right?
That would certainly be quite exciting for certain.
Need a charge check?
Right, for sure.
Outside, it's more than 30 degrees here with the temperature plus the gravel pit. We have single glazing on the windows. Let's have a look inside. And here we have a button that opens the door. That means the traditional door handle is also, so to speak, in the 2025 Maxus here in the e-Terron 9-story. You have a button here to open the door, and down here, of course, you also have an emergency release. In case the electronics should ever fail, yes, inside it feels extremely, extremely high quality, just as I mentioned. Up here is a harder plastic, but nicely grained, to be honest. It is just slightly foamed. I can still barely let it pass for a commercial vehicle. I would definitely say it's at least a premium level. Then right here, a gold bronze colored plastic strip with the door handle. I find it really stylish. Here's some faux leather with a seam, nicely padded, well made. Here, of course, once again, the beautiful fries counter from the chemist, right? Where you can place your fries. 4 power windows plus the mirror adjustment feature. And you can already see it, there is a JBL sound system, so that you have the ideal opportunity to fully and thoroughly indulge in all of your auditory pleasures. Yes, down here it's hard plastic again, but nicely textured. I like that in a utility vehicle. Sure, there's no felt or carpet here, but you can definitely add that as an extra accessory if needed. We don't have a price yet. If I had the price for the car, I might be able to give a clearer assessment. What definitely works is that you can store a large bottle here. I specifically took such a large water bottle to show you. This is for those of you who are workaholics. Super, super important, I would say. Come on in, let's take a look at the dashboard. A warm welcome to the interior of the Maxus, and we want to begin with taking a look at the digital rearview mirror. You can see that here very, very clearly, razor sharp and high resolution. We'll try to see how it behaves while driving. Because I've had some rather negative experiences with my digital rearview mirrors, as they tend to zoom in way too much, right?
Yes, I'm really not much of a big fan of that either.
Yeah, sorry if I'm a little sluggish today, but here in Hanover it's over 30 degrees Celsius. The sun is really intense, so I can't help it at all. Unfortunately, we don't have a head-up display here available for use. I think that would be the cherry on top for Maxus, even though it has no eye. But two large screens, nicely in 21 inches. I'd say they're a good 12 inches. I didn't find any info there. Up here is a slightly flattened steering wheel, so it's not the full curve. This is fantastic because you have a clear view over this massive hood where the enormous frank is situated. Here we have a nice multifunction steering wheel with haptic buttons and paddles, which you can control blindly while driving. Down here it's nicely flattened for a sporty feel. You can of course adjust the steering wheel in height and distance. You see, I'm sitting all the way back down with my 1.85 m and long gear and have space almost like in a Mercedes EQS. Yes.
It's completely crazy. The dimension in here is really flipped around.
Also the width, the sense of space with the 1.99 meters exterior dimension, it all naturally transfers into the interior. Included on board are the seat heating and the seat ventilation, each available in 3 levels for both the driver and also for the passenger. And in the back, of course, you also have seat heating available for both the right and left sides in the rear section. I chose the German translation. It's not perfect yet. It will certainly be refined again for the market launch. Give you a corresponding update where you will then again get the latest version, and where then also every single word has been absolutely 100% translated into the German language. Yes, on board you have both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay available. This is crucial as it allows you to effortlessly mirror your phone's screen, meaning you don't have to rely solely on the Maxus system for all of your needs. The speed, I think, is quite fine, just as it follows here. This means there's also a solid and reliable processor working behind the scenes. Sure, some people will now point out that it can't really keep up with a Tesla, but that's not the point, right? Absolutely not. And even the Cybertruck, where we don't know if it's coming to Germany or not, it stands on its own somehow. Well, I think you really don't always have to compare everything exactly 100%, do you?
No, for heaven's sake.
The key figures really need to fit perfectly well: loading speed, fuel consumption, power, payload, and towing capacity. So I think those are the specs that most people are interested in for everyday use. Yes. Classic air vents, I really like that feature. Down here we also have a climate menu where we can conveniently control most of the various functions. Yes, unfortunately we have to lower the fan speed a bit for the sound. Central for rules, we also always have a home button here to return to the main screen. And right here, we also have our car beautifully showcased in a stunning chrome finish. Yes, here is an impressively wide, fat center console where we unfortunately seem to have just an inductive charging option available right here. He charges too. Somehow it was overlooked here, so if I place my phone right here, it won't charge. Why not, Maxus? I mean, that's not seriously considered an investment, is it? Right.
Couldn't have done that either.
Yes, everything is open here. We'll show that again from the side soon. Then we have here basically the mode function again, where you then have normal mode, sport mode, snow mode, terrain mode, towing mode, and custom mode for the respective terrain. And here you have the button for the air suspension, where you can basically choose between maximum height, high, standard low, and minimum if you want to load it. Or if you're driving a longer distance on the highway, you might want to lower it slightly to minimize air resistance a bit more efficiently. Yes, here is a huge, massive storage compartment. The key is also safely kept inside here for convenience. We can actually take this one with us, right? Yeah, I like that. Let's start with the slicing electro snatch. All beautifully lined with felt. This thing is really gigantic. So far, I haven't found any connectors yet. We're actually coming from the side here. They're hidden right here underneath. But that's cool. And then here, nice with the armrest, there's also a nice compartment to store something. Also typical utility vehicle, just a real handle here. Yes.
Util?
Such a strong grip.
Exactly, not just a little bit, but really where you hold like a man.
And what I find really awesome, Stefan, what does it actually say about it?
Yes, really nice.
That's really impressive that you've got such a massive panoramic glass sunroof in a utility vehicle, in a pickup truck, where you can simply let in fresh air during both spring and autumn. In the summer, you can naturally just close it up if it gets too warm outside. And you've got, and this is really quite brilliant, Maxus, even an additional shutter right here, specifically to help prevent creating that hot plate effect, that the sun gets to your head like that. Again, you differ from the American supercar manufacturer because they handle it like this here.
Exactly, you just have to buy more and tack it on again.
On board, there is a 360-degree camera system, allowing you to see forward, backward, to the left, and also to the right sides. We are here at the Maxus setup. You can of course turn the car here, the e-Tron 9, as needed and according to the situation. That's really a brilliant story, and you've got this sort of through the car foam mode where it likely films the terrain as you drive over it, capturing all the details and intricacies of the surroundings. So of course it's also brilliant to maneuver such a 5.5-meter giant efficiently in urban areas, on construction sites or wherever you use it. We promised you GBL, and of course you're getting GBL, and here you definitely also have delightful GBL sounds on board, so during a lengthy trip you can not only enjoy the journey itself but also immerse yourself in a fantastic podcast or relax to your favorite music tracks. The view through the passenger door gives you a nice look at the space concept. That means of course the entire platform is used purely electrically with two nice large cup holders where you can also fit large bottles. You have a USB-A port, a USB-C port and a 12-volt socket. You can of course place the lady's handbag right here, or if Stefan had actually remembered, even my men's bag could fit there too. Yes, otherwise we also have a very nice glove compartment here, which unfortunately isn't lined. And down here, to be fair, there's also a harder yet very well-grained plastic material. Here's that beautiful gold metallic line again. We've got nice faux leather here. Up here there's a nice soft dashboard, so everything is really nicely done. Stefan, look, I just started Apple CarPlay, it works both. With a cable or wirelessly. That's also a really nice resolution, so it's really fantastic that you can mirror your smartphones onto the screen accordingly. Yes, we have some nice seats on board in a beautiful, I would say, synthetic leather. They are perforated as they can do seat heating and front seat ventilation. Good support here in the lumbar region, good support in the thigh area, but these aren't high performance sport seats, two-tone at the top, then light color again, with a slight shoulder support and added comfort. Softly cushioned headrest, which you can of course also easily adjust according to your needs. Usually there are nice high pile, high quality floor mats in here, but they've been temporarily removed for this shoot in the gravel pit to avoid getting them dirty, of course. And yes, to be honest, we always do that. There's also hard plastic here where the seat belt might sometimes rattling can happen, but again, we are in a commercial vehicle, so everything has to be put into perspective. I genuinely believe that the interior of the Maxus is very well done. Now let's take a look at how much space we actually have in the rear. It's quite rare to feel that a pickup is larger than me. Usually, vehicles tend to be a bit smaller. In most pickups, you have an abundance of space and a lot of comfort in the front area, but in the rear, it's a different story. Mostly has a reduced cabin, a bit less space, because the typical pickup driver, I think, doesn't usually drive with 3, 4 or 5 people, right, Stefan?
No, not quite.
Let's take a look inside the Maxus e-Terron 9 to see how much space we have here. You have, of course, the little step here to make it easier to get in, so you can slide right in comfortably. Back here, with my height of 185 and 99 kilos, I have plenty of space. You see, the seat is comfortably adjusted to the B pillar. I still have a bit of space here, even though I'm a tall person with long limbs. Behind me, way at the back, at the very bottom, the air naturally gets a bit thinner. We have 2 child ISOFIX mounts. We have a center armrest. I didn't even have that back in my Tesla Model S. I think that's really sleek. But even here, I would have liked them a bit longer, the cup holders further up front. Because depending on your size and build, you always tend to end up accidentally hitting your elbow into those annoying cup holders. By the way, this is super soft and smooth. Nice, so it's really smooth. And look, Stefan, back here we have air vents. Here we have a USB-A port, and here we have a USB-C port. We have rear seat heating for the 2 outer rear seats, and we also have a small storage compartment here. The entire backrest is also covered with faux leather. Kudos, some cars don't even have that. A nice bag here to pack something in. And look, down here is this felt doormat. Isn't it high quality?
It's very premium.
That looks incredibly cozy and fluffy.
This is also continuous, completely.
Yes, it's all flat here, no transmission tunnel, pure electric platform. Well, I have to say, I really think that's kind of like a super soft velour type of girl, you know what I mean? So soon one would rather sit on the mat than here on the leather. Yes, this is really quite classy. Here we have seats where 3 adults, just sit next to each other thanks to the interior space and total vehicle width of 1.99 meters. I have to say, this pickup plus the grab handles, if you were to go through the gravel pit with the air suspension, I find it just incredibly awesome. So maybe even sometimes better than having just an overhead handle, don't you think?
Yes, for sure. It's comfier in the back.
The car also has all airbags, assistance systems like distance control, cruise control, steering. Lane keeping assistant will hopefully be able to show you all that in the driving report soon when the car is launched, so you can basically come along for the ride just like you know it from a classic sedan, and all of this in a pickup with a towing capacity of 3.5 tons, the huge frunk and the massive bed at the back. Well, I must say, really well done. And with that, let's move on to the interim conclusion with the brand new Maxus e-Terron 9. I have to say, I am totally thrilled, and everything that was promised to me beforehand has come true. We are not dealing with just a simple utility vehicle here. Instead, we have, on the one hand, the comfort of a premium limousine on the inside, but with the attributes of a utility vehicle on the outside. Air suspension, 3.5 tons towing capacity, the huge frunk with electric opening, the massive loading area at the back, panoramic glass sunroof, GBL sound system. 400 kilowatt, up to 400 kilowatt power for 5 seconds with a pickup from 0 to 100. So I believe the boundaries are fluid there. And I can only recommend you take a very close look at the Maxus e-Terron 9 on the internet. Follow the market launch. When it's available at dealers in Germany, I would say you should definitely check out what great leasing, financing and purchase offers are available. There are no prices yet, but this could perhaps be your new electric pickup. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. A different location, the gravel pit, was also a mega event for us. And I would be happy if you support it with a thumbs up. Please check again if you are part of the Simple Electric community. If not, please help support us by subscribing. And then you definitely won't miss the driving report and later maybe the fuel consumption test. Thanks for watching, stay healthy and see you soon. Stefan? Yes. We fixed the Maxi again, so there's no shark fin up here, tell me. Well, huh?
Just give it some thought, right?
Just take a look at the tech, bodywork, side mirrors, and interior, right?
That's how it should be. That's how it's nice.